Alright everybody, welcome back to the Chris Musician YouTube channel. So today it's going to be a bit different. So I was at church and I was playing my guitar and my string snapped. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to restring a guitar. This case, it's an electric guitar, so this is going to be how to restring an electric guitar. And I might get into it another time when I finally get strings for that thing over there, because that thing busted. That one's got a busted string. I just got to buy strings. I mean, I've got the money, just got to do it. But anyway, so we're going to be showing you what it looks like over here. I've already started, and then I thought to do a tutorial video. So as you can see, there's a guitar. The high E string has snapped off of it. I don't know if you can see that very clearly. A little bit. So I've already started to unwind those three. But we're going to go ahead and zoom y'all out and show y'all how to restring a guitar. An electric guitar in this case. So what I have is a... I dropped it. Hold on. What I have is a really nice tool. So this is a wire cutter. It's also for removing the little pegs on the cue sticks, and it's got the string winder that you use to wind the pegs. So what you would do in this case, of course I've already done it with a few of the strings, so I'll just go ahead and pull these out right here so I don't have to go through the pain of going through all that again. I'm going to pull this one out. I believe I unwound that one. Yeah, I did. Sorry, I'm just doing this part because I've already done some of it, but I'm going to show you right here. And the way electric guitars are set up is very unique because you actually don't have to take off the back like I thought you did. So, I've already shown it, of course, before, but when I first started I had no idea. So what you do is you take this little tool right here, the string winder, and you find out which one, okay, right here. So you got this. So I would stick it on the, the G, and you wind it, and it starts moving. Or you can use your hand, it really does not matter. Just make sure that's going down. One way you can do this is you just go ahead and pluck the string and make sure that it is actually, detuning and not tuning up, because if you tune up, it's going to snap on you again and that's going to hurt. So once you finally got it unwound, you just go ahead and pull it right through. You'll know that it's unwound because you can pull it out just like that. The string will be sticking up that way, just pull it right out, and then you just let the string go. I'm going to do the same thing on this one right up here. I'm just going to do it faster. And you can even cut the strings, but I like to save my strings because if you save them, you have backups in the future for when it happens again. So I do not throw the strings I have that are still good away. I keep them. And in fact, I've actually got some in my guitar case right now. So when you're done, the bottom should look probably like right about like that. I don't know how well you can see that. There we go. And you see all the strings dangling out. So I'm going to set this in my case right here, show you guys the back of it. So as you can see over here, the back of the guitar has this little hole in it right over here. So that little hole is for when you poke the strings through, they come out in the back. So I'm going to go ahead and step over here, shove one of the strings through to show you what I'm talking about. So here's a low E, and you see it pops right out of that hole. And then you just grab the string and you just pull it through. It might be a bit difficult, you just got to move your way around. So what I do is I take it out just like it had just come to me packaged already, and I wind it up like this right here, kind of like you're sewing a thread. And come over to this side, do the same thing. And you can do it just like you're sewing a thread if you like, where you grab the end and just shove the end through and grab it again. It really doesn't matter how you do it, just make it into this little nice and neat little circle, making it look like a completely new string. And of course it's going to have little divots from where you played it, but I mean in the end that's what you want. And make sure you distinguish them. That's the E string. Just shove the A string through. See, I used to just take the entire back off and do this, but that's not necessary, so I don't do that anymore. Once again, just go ahead and thread it as if it were a new string. And in doing this, this is going to allow you, when you open those new strings, to put these in the packs where they belong. So then whenever you're like, oh, my A string snapped, you're like, oh yeah, I kept my A string when it snapped. So you don't have to go out and buy a new A string right away. Now, it is only a temporary fix because you do not want to have an old string on with new strings for a long period of time. Why is that? Well, if you have that old string on with all the new strings, it can begin to sound off, and it's noticeable sometimes. So you just don't want to have all those old strings mixed in with new ones. Or else it would be a really great way to just be like, oh, well, I mean, just equip a bunch of strings that are old and just keep replacing them when they break and don't ever replace a new pack. So you don't want to do that. You just want to get a new pack as soon as possible, and then just do that when you're ready. I got 2 more. Here we go. It was my high E string that snapped, which is not surprising because that is the one that snaps most frequently just because it is the weakest string. So most likely, if your guitar string snap, it's going to be your high E string. So make sure you got some of those lying around. You know, if a string other than the E string snaps, keep those E strings because you ain't going to find too many of them because they're the ones that always snap. I did have a friend recently just tell me that he broke the low E string, which I was like, seriously? Didn't know that was possible. No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah, that happened. So, he was a preacher friend of mine. But I'm going to go ahead and pull this last one through. Now this one's getting caught, so I'm just going to push that up. And pull it right through. There we go. Now, what happens if the bottom part right here gets stuck and it won't come out? So, one thing that you should not do is try pushing on the string like that to push it through. That is a horrible idea. That will puncture you. It will hurt. Why do I know this? I definitely didn't try that the first time around. Yeah, I did. So, what I would do is generally when you buy an electric guitar, it's going to come with Allen wrenches or something of that sort. Why it comes with Allen wrenches, you tell me. Because it's supposedly for adjusting the guitar, but I've never had to do that, so I guess that's for professionals or whatever. But you can shove the Allen wrench down into the hole, which I will show you here in just a bit. I won't actually be doing it, but I'll show you what I mean. There's like these holes right here that you can see, and each one of these are where a string goes. So you take the Allen wrench, just shove it down in there, and try to press in it. If it doesn't go far enough, I actually have one of those big staples from a staple gun that I shove down there, and it'll pop it out right out the back end, right over here. So, now that we've taken all these off, we know this is our E string, A string, D string, G string, B string. There's no high E because the high E snapped. I threw it in the garbage already. However, when I threw it in the garbage, I did do this to it just to make it easier. So, I'm going to go ahead and set this down. I'm going to open a new pack of strings. The strings I would suggest is Elixir. This is the electric guitar strings nickel plated steel. It's NanoWeb coating. I love NanoWeb. They're very cheap. It's 17 bucks. I know it seems like a lot for a pair of strings, but it's actually really, really good quality, and I love the sound. Phenomenal for doing chords, and it really feels good sliding your hand up that fretboard. So, and they're not sponsoring a video, but sponsor me. No. But anyway, so the way they come packaged is they have E, G, B, D, A, E. So what I like to do is make it to where they're backwards, to where, you know, Eddie, 8, Dynamite, good, bye, Eddie. So I like to equip the low E string first. And so 46 is low E, 36 is A, 26 is D, 17, I don't know if you're actually saying this, we got 46 is E, 36 is A, 26 is D, 17 is G, 13 is B, and then 10 is high E. So that's not going to be the same every time. It will vary just depending on what pack of strings you get. So we're going to go ahead and open the bottom pack right here. There's the E. And as you can see, it is coiled up. However, it is very loose, so you can just shake it, and it becomes a string. Sometimes that didn't work that time. But now that I've opened this, here's what we're going to do. So we're going to take the string, pick up the guitar, make sure you put it in the right one because it's bad if you don't. So to the far right, that's your E string. So you got your far right, and as you can see in here, there's holes for each and every one of these. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take this and poke it inside this far right hole. See if I can get it in there. There we go. And now we're going to flip the guitar over. Oh goodness, get out of the way, strap. And we're just going to go ahead and pull the string through. As you can see, it comes through, and it's going to catch once it's all the way in. I'm going to take the guitar strap off because it's being annoying. I'm just going to put it on my chair. There we go. So now we've got this all the way in. So now here's what you do. So you've got this in. This is going to be substantially longer than you need it to be. Here's what I mean by that. You see how long that is. So here's what you do. You take this, and you're going to shove it through this little hole in the bottom where you pulled it out from in the first place. You're going to put it all the way through and line it up with the divot it goes into on the bridge. Right there. Once you do that, hold it as if you were playing it and twist this. Now, because I have my guitar tool, I do not need to do that with my hands because it's insanely slow. All I need to do is just tighten it right here. And you can even pluck the string just to make sure that it sounds good. I didn't move that out the way because this thing's tiny. You're not trying to tune it, you're just trying to get it to make a sound. Leave that part of the string on for now. We will take it off later. So now that I've got the E string equipped, I should do my A string. No. The reason being, you have an E string over here. So what you do is you open up that 46 pack that you had earlier. Grab that E string and put it inside the 46. Now you have an extra low E string just in case yours snaps. Now it'll be poking out like this a little bit, but just close the envelope, you'll be fine.